Good evening, and welcome back to Factorio with me, Jetty. In our last couple of episodes, we've been working on science, a whole lot of science, to make sure we can get through the research tree as fast as possible. I really want to max out just about everything I can, but we've been, putting off a few things. No, actually, we haven't been putting things off, we've been working on different projects. Yes, choosing which projects to work on very carefully, and I've been making sure that I've worked on every other science except Gleba. Yeah, just a minor little thing, you know, we've gone and worked on all the Narvis research to make sure they went a whole lot faster. We worked on space science, we worked on Vulcanist science, we even did Fagola a long time ago, and we just did Aquilos. All the science are doing very, very well, except Gleba. It needs a little bit of work, just a minor bit, just something, just to, you know, speed up a little bit, and that means I need to spend a little bit of time on Gleba. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be spending a little bit on time on Gleba, just a tiny bit, just making sure it's just improved a little bit. I have to do something about Gleba, and then we'll see what else we can fit into the episode. So first thing I need to do is, I noticed when arriving here that if I hold my mouse over one of the logistics chests, there's an awful lot of mold, like 276,000 mold inside the logistics network. To me, that seems a little bit much. Also, there's another 178 uncommon mold, and that's also, I think, just an awful lot. So I think that's the first thing we should definitely look at. So I'm going to take our mold upcycling machine. Let's go from there to there. And I'm going to pop you, right about here. Yep, we're going to pop that right about there. We're going to remove those two because they didn't work. We're going to remove those two. We're going to copy you two. We're going to put them over here. You're meant to be putting out legendary and legendary at the front. That's not going to happen. I do need to have a legendary cat catch-all at the end because, we're going to upcycle the mold because the only type of mold that I really, really want is legendary. I don't need that here. I don't need, I probably don't need that one. I don't need that one. I don't need that one, and I don't need that one. Yep, that's what we're going to be doing. Can I please trash unrequested? Because, oh boy, that's a lot of trash. So that should take in normal quality mold and run it through a whole bunch of recyclers, upcycle it. You know, we can see this one's already had some epic and some rare and some all sorts of different mold come through. That's very good. This one's just dealing with a whole lot of common mold, or as you can already see, does have some legendary mold in there. I really like a whole lot of legendary mold, but I think I need to also deal with the uncommon. So can I dump you? Let's go with here this time. Sure, you can go right there. Can I remove those two chests and those two chests and that chest and that chest and that chest? Can I also remove that chest and that chest? And actually, I probably should remove maybe. I should probably do that and upgrade the inserters. That sounds a wonderful idea, JD. Yeah, then we get a lot more mold on the belt. Yeah, and you can definitely go away. You're too far down the end of the belt to do anything useful. Can I copy you? And you. Yep. Those ones are doing uncommon and rare. Can I put them there? Can I rip up this? Can I put the epic one over there? The rare? Yeah, the rare one over here as well. Can I take the uncommon one and put it here and here? Can I delete that one, I guess? That's a laser. I can live without that laser. And definitely upgrade these ones to legendary. And can I put another uncommon one on this side? Yeah, so we should be able to fill the belt with epic and rare mold first, and then once we've burnt through the grand supply of like there's like 10,000 in the network plus the 1,500 in the box, and the rare one it's a little bit worse at 33,000. I'm sure it's fine, and I already said this was like 170,000. Yeah, we'll burn through that. We'll collect the legendaries at the end, and then everything else will get upcycled or destroyed. And that qualifies that I spent a little bit of time on Gleba, improving Gleba by making lots of robots fly around very fast. Yep. Can I throw down that? Cool. That's where we're going to call it for right now. Like I said, I spent a little bit of time. I improved something because today, what I really want to do is I want to upgrade a ship. I want to upgrade a ship. I also want to build a brand new ship because we have our wonderful ship, the Enders, here, which goes and collects Promethium. And now I have legendary railguns. So this is where I want to spend today's episode. So with that out of the way, can I ask a very important question? Of course, the very important question can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like for the good of avoiding Gleba. And I'd like to upgrade a ship and build a new ship instead. So first things first is on this level ship here that is parked in Narvis orbit, I want to upgrade, I want to have an autosave, and then I want to upgrade you guys to legendary. So we're just going to drag legendaries over the top. I hope I have this many legendary guns. I actually don't know. And can I make you legendary, you legendary, you legendary? And I'd really like to do you. The ones on the side, they don't do that much. You know, if I hover over this guy, he's got 0 kills. Perfect. Also 0 kills. Perfect. More 0 kills. Excellent. 29 kills. So we've got to get to the front half of the ship before they actually get kills on the side. They're there in case he ever parks. If he parks anywhere, you have a huge asteroids coming in from every different direction, and you need to make sure that you are 100% covered from all directions. We have 70 on the planet. Oh, we have 70 on the way. Okay, 70 on the way and 68 on the planet. I have no idea how that maths works, but I'll take your word for it. All right. The other thing I want to do is I want to upgrade the rockets. Now, we make rockets here on Gleba, and if I search the network, I have 1 legendary and 1 epic, a couple of rares, and a very decent amount of uncommons. But if I go look at Narvis and Rocket, I have 10. I got 10 epics. I've got 60 rares, 80 uncommons, and 1,000 normals. So what I want to do is I want to go back to the enders here, and I want to put down, well, all of those. So can we start with the epics? Now, the biggest thing with more higher quality rocket launches is they just get more range. This is the center ship. No, the center ship's about here. It's slightly offset. So can I go epic? That would be 6 epic. That would be 10 epic. Okay, then can we go down to rare? Can I make all of those ones rare? And can I make all of those ones rare? And I don't remember how many rares we had. We have 30 on the way, and we used 28 of them. Okay. And wow, there's still another 86 legendary railguns on the planet. Wow. Okay, in that case, can I make you legendary, you legendary, you legendary? And can I do this side as well? Okay, also, if I have a bunch of uncommons on the planet for rockets, we're just going to do a bit down the side there, and a bit down the side. Oh, you can become rare, and you can become uncommon. We'll just do a bit down the side here as well. Yeah, to about that point. I went a little bit further on the other side. Can I go here? Uncommon. Okay, and I do the top corner in rare. Well, I did basically, because the left side has an extra rocket launcher sticking out because the ship's not perfectly even. It tries its best, but it's not perfectly even. All right, another thing I want to do is I want to make these lasers legendary. We have plenty of legendary lasers, so that shouldn't be an issue. 500 on the planet. Yeah, they're happening. That's all done. That's happening as well. Okay, next thing I want to do is, this is a very old design. This was designed to go and harvest, well, Promethium using nothing but normal quality. But since then, times have changed. Things have moved on a little bit, and now I have a whole lot of legendary everything. So I would really like to upgrade our fuel to legendary. Yep, all of that. Plus, I'd like to upgrade these beacons. The other thing I want to do is I want to speed the ship up a little bit. And we know from, ships like the Sol Express, it was the Sol FedEx Express, but, there was only so many characters I could fit and still see what planets it's at, and therefore deduce what planets it's going to. And I sort of wanted to be able to see that on the right-hand side. So we know from this style of ship that it's all about the thrust-to-weight ratio. I want the maximum thrust for the maximum width of the ship. The end is here. That's a little bit more difficult because the thrust is here, and the re-rollers are back here, and it's sort of enclosed in the back of the ship. Because again, if you stop anywhere, there is a chance that, a huge asteroid might come in at like this angle. So I need to be able to bop it. So what I want to do is I want to make a trim here and a trim here. And can I have you, no, can I have you legendary? Can I rotate you to this angle? And can I put you here? Now, being a legendary, you get extra range. If I had a normal one, we go shoot it there, but legendary can shoot a little bit further. So that should mark out and cover a good portion of the tail end of the ship. Do I not have one legendary? You're kidding me. Oh, well, it's going to have to be shipped up. And they get shipped up in ones anyway. So that should solve that problem. All right. Problem number one solved. Problem number two is, like I said, the engines. What I want to do is I want to deconstruct an engine door 5. I want to remove you. I want to upgrade you to legendary. And then I want to start Well, feathering the engines. Feathering the engines and making sure I can fit in as many of them as possible. I want maximum thrust across the back of the ship. Absolutely maximum thrust across the back of the ship. Is that a hole there? That's a hole there. I'm going to fill that in. Alright, and you go away, and you go away. Okay, this is blue fuel, so blue fuel needs to go into here and into here. Need to get red fuel at this side. No idea how we're going to do that. That's a later jetty problem, 100%. And, oh, actually, I need to redo all of this as well. Okay. No, I need to know an energy count. Okay, so legendary engines. Legendary engines, normal engines chew 120 fuel. Legendary engines can chew 300 rather than 120. So therefore, I need to know roughly how many engines I'm going to have, and I think that all depends on how many I can fit. And the answer is I want to fit the maximum amount. So I actually want to have an engine, legendary, probably, well, right there, which is going to lead to a problem. All of that needs to go away. Go away. And then I want to have a V design, so to speak, down here where I can join all this together. I do need to, again, protect the back end of the ship. So can I get you? And can I pop you here? Here gives me a little bit more space. If I do here, you actually stick out a little bit. Okay, we're gonna make a compromise. Can I remove that? Legendary, rotate once. Put you there. Put the engine. Can I put the engine? I really want the engine there. I want it as close to this side of the hull without joining, because well, technically I throw out extra biter eggs right there, and that's probably important to have, which means that needs to be space, which means I need to leave it open to the elements. Okay, can I make you legendary? Okay, that sort of works. Can I move you? You'd have to go in, no, you can't go in that tile. You can go in that tile. Okay, so we can put you there, legendary. That way, well, actually, no, I think I'm going to leave it like that. Can I move you to here? And that way that gun, nope, that gun can live. And we can remove all this extra little bit of hull that nope, I do need that. But I don't need that bit of hull. I don't need that belt. And I can trim that bit as well. Okay, so a rocket engine there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and time to do the copy paste. There. Let's go with there. This side, can I go here? I know, I'm just going to rip off the old engines. It's fine. I don't want the old engines. And how much closer can I get? And I need to get red fuel either in there or in here. Either or. Yeah. Okay, if I put red fuel on that end, and then on this end... no, you're too close, because I can't get around the outside. What happens if... Okay, I delete this stuff. What happens if we take a little pile of engines, and I slide them down, so I can get one more tile? So I get around that side. Okay, but actually, I don't need this to be this long. So I could do this and this instead. And get a bit of hull. I put... You can't build behind an engine because, you know, exhaust burns things. So that means I can put fuel... I put the blue fuel in. I have to put the blue fuel in there. So we have to have a blue pipe next to the hull. No. Can I bring all of this, move it down one tile? So now if I take a blue pipe, it goes around there without an issue, and I end up with 17 engines plus 15 engines. So what's that? 32 engines. 32 engines at 300 fuel each is 9,600 fuel. Okay, So I need 9,600 fuel. You are currently making 2.4k. Okay, but what happens if I apply a little bit more speed? You're making 4.4k. Can I give you another one of these with another one of these? Can I remove that, that, and that? You're now doing, who was I looking at? You or you? 7.4k. Okay, 7.4k is not quite enough to feed all the engines, but it's enough to feed a lot of the engines. And if I have 3 of you, well, then that should be enough to feed just about every engine I can think of. All right, can I trim you and you and you? Okay, so if I put the beacons, let's start here. So 7.4, 7.4, and so on and so forth. If I give you another beacon, 8.5. I don't think I could probably push one of these guys to do enough fluid for everything, but there's also a fluid throughput challenge that, although the pipes can put through just about unlimited, you can only put 6,000 through a single connection per second. So I in theory can get this guy to put out 12,000. Realistically, it's about half that. It's about 6,000 total, because it averages the amount between inside the machine and the pipe on the outside machine. So that's a separate issue. It might get fixed in the future, I don't know, but I think 3 of these guys should be enough. So if I have 3 of those guys, it means I don't need this. I'm gonna need, okay, max rate calculator. We're gonna need 800 water. Can I do prods in you, and prods in you, and prods in you, and prods in you, and the water's around the wrong way. Can I remove that one? So then I should be able to put these guys here. Can I get a few more beacons? You're doing 900 water by yourself, and I need 900 doubled, because I'm going to need the same amount for the red fuel. So in theory, I can delete everything here, and then I just need 3 of these guys, which needs to have water in the middle. So I should be able to grab these 3, in theory, and pop them. Yeah, okay, underground's going to have some issues and stuff, but we can work that out in a minute. Pop those there. So the water plugs in, correct. The water's happy. The beacon should be happy if I drag them through to here. The carbon's not happy. Now it is. And now I can delete that carbon belt. All of you can go away. I need this little bit at the end to do this, the flippy around bit. And actually you can be 1 tile shorter. And then I don't need any of that. You can do the flippy around thing at this side. Can I, okay, if I move that beacon up, that beacon up, I mix the fluids, perfect. Let me delete that fluid and put that there. All right, so that's what I need. Now the question is, can I move it further to one side? And I don't see a reason why not. So can you move here? I need this to go in here instead. I need the carbon to be a little bit shorter so I can plug into everybody. That bit can go away. Our water needs to have this underground here, and then this underground here. And then those 2 should do like 1,000 water each for all our fuel. Yeah, we're plus 200 and something water, so water shouldn't be an issue. I can plug fuel in here. Yep. And drag that through, down. I should just copy and paste. This is a mess. Can I do that? Can I paste that there? And then there. Okay, so then I need to get the red fuel in. Now the red fuel I can either bring into this tile, which I think I'm going to do, rather than taking it at the other end, because the other end is actually, the other end's shouldn't be that bad. How do I get it out? I have to go up, over, and then into that tile. It means I lose one of these guys, but I don't really need to have 3 of those guys throwing waste over at any time. Can I do that? Can I do that? And then I need to take this pipe that way. Okay. This pipe is going to go this way to start with. No. Can I go this side of the beacon to here? Okay, an underground from here to... Yeah, I thought that might happen. So we'll stop here and stop here. I'll stop here, and then here. And then, can I get out the end yet? No. Can go there, and then out the end here. And then it should be just a little bit of pipe, and you guys should have fuel. Okay, you all have fuel. Excellent. Next thing I need to do is I need to plug in this end. Before I plug in this end, can I work this out? So I want to have this go with here. Okay, so I need this to go over the top. Then I need this to go over the top, and then this to go over the top. And we're gonna bring this, the binary disposal belt, for when bad things happen and everything's gone wrong. So we can throw the eggs over at this point. Actually, we can put it inside the hull and throw them over there. Perfect. All right. As for this, I don't need... I have a decon planner for this. You. I don't need any of this hull. Make it go away, ship. I don't plan on having any of this hull. I don't plan on having any of this hull. I do need hull to join into this. So I want to have something that connects this to something. I also need to get blue fuel to the right. Can I bring... Okay, blue fuel can come out to here. Then there. That belt's definitely going the wrong direction. Can I get an underground from there? No. Okay. Can I get an underground into this belt? Into... No. I have to go here and here. Here and here. And then out the ends. Okay. That should be blue fuel coming out the right as well. Okay. This is being built out. Can I remove that? Can I remove that? Okay. I need a few things. I need to remove that pipe because I'm going to have to pipe up the red fuel on the inside, like so. Can I copy that? Place that there, and there, and there, and there. Yep. And I have one tile around the edge. Can't go any further because, you know, if I go any further, that's an exhaust land. And then I can either put the blue fuel, bring the blue fuel down as well, or tuck the blue fuel in here. Tucking the blue fuel in here I think is the best idea. Can I bring it here? Can I get underground? No. Can I get a second underground? No, let's go with one file. No. Let's do that. Okay, can I have you guys go to here? And then here. Here. It's technically connected to the hull. That's what matters. Now we've done this. Can I bring this? Oh, no, that's the water pipe. Oops. Undo. Beacon go up a tile. Okay. Beacon goes up a tile. I can bring this to here directly. That means I don't need this. And that means my blue can stop here. My red and blue can both come across together. Go up to here. And that was laser weapon damage 21 finishing. Okay. And can I bring blue fuel this way as well? Perfect. Can I bring blue fuel to the top one? Okay. So I'm going to bring blue fuel to here. Come on, build faster. You won't build. Okay, so I need to fill in all of this area so then I can deconstruct it. It's just how the ships work. Get a solid pipe and put that there. Oh no, I missed the part. Okay, blue fuel, I don't know. Can I copy that? That's the max length for an underground. Can I put you there? Can I put you? No, ooh. Ooh. Can I go up a tile? Okay, can I put this here? Okay. Oh, actually, red fuel goes on the outside. Oh. Okay, so red fuel's going to come here. It's going to come down. End up one tile above the blue fuel. That has to join. Then you have to come across. And you can go into there. Okay, and that means I don't need those guys. More importantly, once this is done, and the pipes connect up, these guys should have fuel. They have fuel. Nice. And then I don't need any of this. Okay. All right, so with that done, I have 3 tiles worth of space here that we are going to, I guess, put some solar panels in because they're 3 tiles, so that seems like a good spot to put it. Yeah, solar panel 2. Yep. Oh, bugger. Okay, can I move you that way? 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 And then move you back a tile and go there. Cool. Now I can put 3 solar panels. It's all the difference. All the difference. Okay, so we can put solar along the bottom. Yeah, like so. This area, I guess we're going to go with accumulators because it's 2 tiles. And, yep, just a little bit of power storage. You know, never know when it's going to come in important. We can also put an accumulator there. We can fill in this area with solar. I can fill in this area with solar and this and all of this, actually. Upgrades to the ship. I don't actually want to legendarize the whole ship because I think that just trivializes what the ship is. I am going to do the weapon or the ammo making, which I'm not going to increase the inputs into it. Am I? Nah, oh. Maybe we do. Maybe we just do, like, all the ammo creation. Yeah, let's do all the ammo creation. Like, technically, like, most of this is going to be over a belt's worth now, but, like, I'm still limited by my belt's worth of input and output. Okay, let's do... Sure, let's just do the whole ship. We have the resources. We have the technology. We could do asteroid processing. In saying that, wow. In saying like that was already doing like 1,500 per second worth of iron ore before they became legendary. With legendary beacons, with legendary speed modules, like this is going to be out the window. The re-rollers I don't think really need it. And with us getting that far, I am curious. Our old top speed used to be slow, like barely 200, because it's a 7,000 ton ship. It's not small. I like to make a quick trip to a Vulcanus and then back. Can I get a second circuit condition? Boom. Okay. You know, we're gonna have to wait for some deliveries to arrive, but as soon as that's done, we should at least get to find out exactly how fast this ship can go now. Can I throw that overboard, that overboard, that overboard, those overboard, those overboard, those overboard? You can throw some inserters overboard. Cool. Yeah, go for a trip to... Oh, actually, Vulcanus has speed modules. Oh, cool. Let's do that. Okay, so with all the engines firing, flat out, 260. Oh. You got ammo in your hand. Remove the ammo. And let me see your railgun ammo in your hand. Yeah, cool. And you're fine. That can go away. That can go away. Actually, can I get this space platform? I don't need anything there. Cool. Undo. Yep, that's fine. And I don't need anything here. And undo. Yep, that's fine too. Alright, so yes, oh, actually 300. Wow. So we increased the speed of the ship by like 50%, which is not bad. Not bad. Now, the big question is, storage has already been upgraded. There's solar panels. I can live without solar panels. Can I put you here and here? And then can I turn that into more storage? Solar panel, solar panel. Okay. Can I cut all of that storage and float it over tile? So then I have a storage box there. Can I do all of that storage and float it over tile? I have storage here. You have beacons here. You have beacons here. Your crafting speed is... We're going to take 137 bytes per second. You do 151. That's a little bit too much. Can I do that? 137. Okay, can I move this over there? So I can put another storage in there. We've already filled this side with storage. I can definitely put in more storage down here. In fact, I could put in 2 storage there, 2 storage there, 1 storage there. Then we get solar panels. Where do I leave those? Solar panels. I could do 1, 2, Oh, 3. Yep, hate wasting belt space on nothing but belts. We put some solar panels in there. I can fill in this area, Okay, so we stopped at Vulcanus. We're going to pick up... We did pick up. We're going to pick up these. And then I want to go back to Narvis after this has been shipped. So they're on their way. They're on their way. Great. Can we go back to Narvis? And then whilst we wait for this to get back to Narvis, I'm going to go add some solar panels and do some other things. And just, like, spruce up the ship, so to speak. But what I want to do is I want to look at a different ship. I do have the Common Man. The Common Man is currently sitting here. As you can see, it's a giant ship. And what this is it's a special ship. It's a specially designed ship. I went out and above and beyond with one of my moderators to try and build a ship that could not fly to the solar system edge at normal quality. I want to go to the Shattered Planet, like the hardest place in the universe to reach with nothing but normal quality. And what makes it so hard is this problem. The huge Promethium section. The current Enders here flies out to, like, the 400,000 kilometer point, and then turns around. And that, no, I can't hover over that. I can't hover over that. You can see the 400, 800,000. Like, there's a lot of them. There's like, 65 per minute. Down to, I don't know, what's that? Some amount. There we go. 38 to 68 per minute, somewhere there. But as you keep going up and up, it gets insane. And you got to remember, the Promethium asteroids are, well, twice the hit points, and you can only shoot them with railguns. That's really the big thing. And then they're going to blow up into, they blow up into big asteroids, which then also need to be blown up, which then blow up to medium asteroids, which then blow up to small asteroids that finally give you the Promethium chunks that you wanted in the first place. So, yes, going out there is a little bit dangerous. So, what I have here is referred to as the Common Man. It's a common ship made from nothing but common quality. Not uncommon, but common. And I want to put down this. That's its hull. Well, part of its hull. Come on, space robots. You need to build things. I've already preloaded with hull. What are you waiting on? Ah, there they go. All right, so we need to put down this part of the hull. It's going to take a minute or two. And then I need to put down the next to the hull, because there's more to go backward. But unfortunately, the way the game... can I go back to there? I can zoom out. The way the game works is you can only build so far from... from the hub. So it's only blueprinted down the top, third or so far. So I need to put down the rest of the hull. You may notice that there is if I hover over this, 42,000 space platforms already on the ship, because that's what's required to make it. It's a bit of a big ship. Can I get that? Can I hold down shift? No, that is accurate. I just want to make sure the storage is in the right spot. We have storage already in storage, and we have the hull in storage, so I just need to give me a minute whilst we get this put together. With the Enders here fully rebuilt and has a little bit more solar than it did previously, along with a half a dozen accumulators, plenty of engines at the rear, it's time to send this guy off. But I want to take Biter Eggs with me, because if he flies fast enough to get to the Shattered Planet, there's a very good chance, a very, very good chance, that he might be able to start processing those eggs when he starts finding his very first asteroids. On top of that, I do need to do something about Gleba, but I decided I want a little bit of help. So we're going to turn on this request group again and bring home some, spiders. Yeah, we're going to bring a spider or two across to Gleba. We'll have to worry about that in the next episode. Meanwhile, the Common Man with his 8,700 tons of raw mass is ready to actually have a bit of a ship built. So can I grab that blueprint? Yes, the Seaman, the Common Man, and we're just going to dump that in place. And then if I've done this correctly, I should have every single item on board. Hopefully. This ship is a masterful example of building shipbuilding. We have rails at the front, an awful lot of rails, just 2 grabbers, because as you get out close to the shadow planet, there's an awful lot of asteroids, mainly ice, but there's an awful lot. We have another 2 grabbers on this side. These are actually filtered for just about everything you can think of that the ship might need. That is turned on. We've started building the back corner. Okay, that makes sense. Lots and lots of defenses, a little bit of solar. Everything in this ship is, 100% of normal quality. There's nothing upgraded at all. All the asteroids are moved down around. They are sorted through, a couple of sorters. One is going to take out the carbon, send that on. The other one is going to deal with, from memory... No, carbon gets pulled out here and sent through to make rockets. Also, explosives, coal, all that sort of stuff. The ice and the iron are brought down here where they're processed. We also need to make, of course, iron and also copper to make the railgun ammo, which is up, I believe. Yep, this little explosive rocket's down here. It has a reroller. Rerollers are very, very important on Shadow Planet ships because you get a lot of ice. If we go look at the Factopedia and we look at the route to the Shadow Planet, that one. You can see that the other asteroids fall off into just about nothingness, whereas Promethium keeps going up. The most common one you get is huge oxide asteroids. Carbon you get a little bit of, and iron you don't get probably nearly enough of. So rerollers are incredibly important on these sort of ships. It has a sizable power plant, I might add. Also, all the grabbers on the side are also filtered, and they'll turn on and off depending on which resource is needed. Currently, it's absolutely everything. And many, many, many railguns. Also, we already have ammo. Yes, we already have ammo because, even though the ship's not really doing too well, it's already pre-stocked on ammo. It's actually launched up. Can I turn on that and that and that? Yeah, it's already pre-launched up a whole bunch of ammo, which is slowly going to be emptied because we have next to no power because, of course, the fusion reactor hasn't turned on. So once the barrels make their way all the way down to the reactor emptyings location, which is, the barrels there, and waiting for the belts to be built to even get to the reactor, the barrels will be emptied. Here we go. Emptied and then sent all the way back. It's a very, very smart ship. And of course, this area is the extra asteroid area where it just throws everything overboard. Because it just needs to get to the Shadow Planet and doesn't need to get there in a hurry, it, stocks up a little bit of fuel here and has an awful lot of smarts. I've covered this in a previous video. I'll link up in the top right-hand corner. All about shipbuilding and thrusters and yes, it's a whole part of a shipbuilding series. Yeah, and this is going to control the speed of the ship depending on whether it has ammo, whether it doesn't have ammo, how much ammo it has. Also, whether it's taken any damage, which it shouldn't, hopefully, but it does also make its own repair packs in case it does take damage, and also its current location in the system, along with, there was one other thing it controls. Top speed. Yeah, top speed. And of course, that signal's brought all the way down here with the rate up. It's also the same thing I did on... Are your butter eggs yet? Oh, almost. The end is here. The end is here has a radar here, which then brings the signal down to these 2 pumps. And they only turn on these engines when we're not at the Shadow Planet. So these ones are going to run all the time, and these ones will turn off when we're anywhere near a Shadow Planet. But yes, can I pin you as well? That sounds like a very, very good idea. Can I pin, please? Edit, and I don't want to see that little tick mark. And you're going to need a minute or 2 to get the reactor running. Also, you're probably going to need more ammo shipped up. Yep. I didn't say it's a wise ship. Oh, no, we have power. We have actually a decent amount of fluid in all the tanks, so it should be okay at this point. And that means these inserters should run a whole lot faster. They are. Really wish I could make them legendary. That would ruin the goal of this ship. I did mention repair packs. Repair packs come on the same trash belt as all the empty barrels. Yes, there is belt weaving and more belt weaving. And from memory, repair packs are here. No, that's green circuits. Green circuits go to repair packs. There we go. Repair packs are made just here. So the ship actually makes its own repair packs on board to keep up with any repairs, just in case. So we're not going to launch this off just yet. I do need to make sure all the belts are full of ammo. As you can see, there's not a lot left in the ship, and just a quick confirmation, there is nothing of quality on this particular ship at all. It's all baseline quality, all normal quality, and that is again confirmed. So we're going to be sending him off in the next episode. Meanwhile, nope, not that one. Ender's here. Do you have your biter eggs? You do. Cool. Can I send you off the Shadow Planet, please? We have 22 minutes. So I guess I got to start the next recording within 22 minutes to find out whether he made it all the way out there and whether he survived. But I'm going to leave you on that particular cliffhanger. He has been upgraded and more thrust go more faster. Yeah, he should be able to do 300 and something. Also, he's a bit of a big boy, so he takes a little while to accelerate. But what can I say? I like big ships, and I cannot lie. Either way, I'm going to leave this video here. Next episode, we're going to have to deal with Gleba. But hopefully in that time, I can, load up a few bits and pieces, and I can take a little spider army with me, so at least I can get things built quickly on Gleba with a little bit of extra hired help. Yeah. And hopefully you make it all the way out there without any issues. But like I said, I'm going to leave this video here. If you're interested in the blueprints, blueprints for the common man in this particular case, or anything else, any other blueprints I have, also the upgraded enders here. I can feel already in my bones that we're going to be upgrading this guy again. By all means, they are available to Patreon members. Just my little way of giving back to those who financially support the channel. But with all that said and done, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye.